Okay, back again. Mess happens. Okay, mess happens. Where do you start? So I've just had my weekend. Well, I'm on my weekend now, my 2 days off, but the weekend was a couple of days ago, so not a lot of work happened. So I didn't really do anything for 2 days. But I got stuck in this morning and I'm done for the day now, so a lot of sheet metal thrown in the bin and some patches made. So I'll just go through what I did. I'll go around this side. So you'll see this section here has been replaced. It's got that curve. It's only tacked in there. I think I've actually got it on the wrong side of this beam. I think it's supposed to go on this side of the beam. So I'll just probably end up looking at my paperwork later on and then probably cutting that in the morning, and then probably cutting it here and then putting another piece in. So I'll sort that out. But I got that in. It's very hard to weld to this steel. It's very rusty on the inside, so very, very porous welds. I'm just going to get some seam sealer and go over that once I've ground it down a little bit, because that will be seen. So yeah, I'll have to clean that up a lot more than what it is. But yeah, got that patch in. There's a patch here, and then there's the exact same one on the other side down on the bottom underneath. So that's in. This one was in. And then, so I basically just cut out most of the stuff that I thought I'd be not using, and there's another patch underneath I've put in and another one up here. So I folded all of the contours that were original to the vehicle, and I didn't put a bead in this. There's a bead there and there's a bead there and there's a weld line there. That'll be strong enough, I reckon. If I get paranoid later on, I can just make a strip about this long with it, put a bead in it and then spot weld that on there, but I don't think that'll be an issue. And there was a couple of beads that went about this far, and they just followed these original beads. And what I did is I just basically cut it straight along and then hammered these flat on the ends, and then just put a flat piece in there. There's so much structure around this that it's not actually doing any lifting or structural support. It's just a compartment floor. So I'm okay with that. But from now on in, everything will get beads put on it. So yeah, pretty hard to weld to this rust. But I got a bead. I got a weld along here. I started on this one. I'm going to break out the grinder and really clean this up before I go any further tomorrow. But yeah, there's another patch down under there. You can't quite see, it's quite messy. So moving forward, definitely moving forward, yeah, as I said, I was going to just replace this whole thing. It probably would have been quicker, but yeah, it's okay. This will all get rust treated and then painted, and then it'll have bitumen seal up. This whole area will be sealed up with bitumen on the inside. And then I think there's going to be a cover. So I've already spoke about that. But just thought I'd show you my progress for the day. Sometimes it's nice just to see something happening. Yeah, I probably should have done more on the front end here before I started this, but it's just bugging me. The chaos of it, it's just not correct. So I like to just be able to look at things and say, oh well, that's good. And so I'll probably once I finish this, I'll probably paint this with some bitumen, and then I'll know that that's all good then. And then my mind will be at rest for this area, because I've been working on this area here now for, you know, a week. It probably doesn't look like it, but this was quite intense, this stuff in here. All of this gear here was quite full on, so just to make sure it's correct. Yeah, it looks good. There's a little hole just here. When I was welding it, it sort of broke away, so I'll probably just get a washer or something and put it behind and just weld into it. And there's another little one up there. I'll probably do the same thing. It's a little too thin to start pecking at it with a welder and building, like drawing the hole in smaller. So the metal's very thin. Like normally if I had a little hole like that, I'd just clean it and then I just hit it with a welder and slowly draw the hole smaller, and then hit it flat with a hammer. I wouldn't grind it, and then I know that it's strong and there's a bit more integrity there. I mean, this isn't a concourse, so it's going to be fine. I didn't even break out my, as I said, I didn't even break out my bead roller or my folder. I did all of these fold lines just on the frame itself with a couple of clamps, and then just hit it with a lead hammer. They're very basic folds, like there's a slight fold there, and this one I just did with a pair of pliers and a pair of cutters, and there's a fold up here, and I folded the whole edge, and then there's a bit of a curve here you can see, so I just got the pliers in there and then twisted it on that edge, and then got a tuck, and then hammered that flat, so there's the tuck there. So that gave me a bit of strength in that panel anyway. So yeah, very basic stuff today, but I finally actually started cutting down my sheets of metal, which I've been looking at for a while now. So I hacked off a big chunk, and then I just used this, my threadless shears, which is great because they don't make any noise, and those discs, those cutting discs, one long cut basically does nearly a whole disc, because they're just so quick. They just, you know, fall apart. So that's good. So yeah, continuing on. All of this underneath here is a lot worse than what I thought. So it's good to have. It was good to cut this floor out today. It was a bit of a mission cutting it out, just because of all of the rolled edges that were attached and rusty. Just trying to get them away from the spot welds. That's where it's welded in. It's not the best, but it's right on the swage, on the bead, and I'll be able to come in from this side and clean that up and probably run a weld through there or seam seal it. You know, it's got a job and it's doing it right now, but this stuff here, I'm going to have to come all the way to here. I'll probably come, yeah, right down here all the way across there. Same for this. This is probably going to come all the way down to here, because this is just one flat panel here. So, and this one here is not much chop either, so I'm probably going to go to this, come back across, clean all this up here, come right into where that spot welded frame rail comes into it. So cut it right on that and then bring it up here, cut this away. I thought I could get away with that to begin with, but this size is getting quite large now, so I'll probably just cut a nice even shape. I'll probably do that first before I start cutting into this. That way I can get a better template for the edges and the length. And yeah, I might leave this bit till last just so it doesn't move. But yeah, continuing. Yep, that's pretty much all I got to say, so see you later.